This is the Play No Games podcast. We're the hardest working podcast in Portland, Oregon, man. Play
No.
game. Play
No.
games podcast
Slash show.
Why you not complain when he did it?
Huh?
Why you not complain when he did your part?
He didn't do my part.
Yes, he did. He harmonized.
We just did the show part together like we
We
supposed to.
always do the show part together.
Oh, maybe I'm tripping.
Yeah, you try to do the games part, which is my part.
Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna lie. I just took a legendary shot with with my mans. I actually just ingested some Henny White, so y'all about to get some wild controversy. But welcome to the Play No Games podcast slash show.
Damn.
And before we get started, I just want to say thanks to everybody in this room. This wouldn't be possible without everyone in this room. But before we kind of get started, we're going to do things a little different. We got a legend. We got a Portland legend in the building. And he says, "Oh man," but it's true. When it comes to community outreach, when it comes to making me look good, all
That's
that.
tough.
It's very tough. We've got what can I say? I don't call many older people my big homie, big brother, because I really look up to this guy for all the things he does for the community and for his family and the man that he is. We got Mike Cage on the motherfucking podcast.
Thank you. Glad to be here, finally. After what episode are y'all on? 130?
Shit, I wish.
So, I'm glad to be here, though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. We've always talked about this, but you're finally here.
Yeah, no, I watch you guys from the beginning, so I'm proud of you guys, man. Y'all came from a long way.
Yeah, we have come a long way.
Yeah.
And now we got one of the, lurking legends on the show.
Talking about you.
Oh, okay.
Talking about you. Before we kind of jump into it, I guess I just kind of want to start with saying that you got a event coming through.
Yeah, man. August 7th is our 4th annual Hair Gods barber competition and sneaker competition. So we took 2 years off due to COVID, and now we just kind of getting things back together. And honestly, we weren't sure if we were going to do it this year, but it all came to fruition, and now we just a couple of days away, and things are looking really good. Everybody's been real supportive. Everybody's still talking about coming out. The community is like vibing right now around it, so it's been a blessing, man, to kind of be back in action again after being off for so long. So I'm glad that we decided to go ahead and do this.
I think I really just want to start into, because I feel like a lot of people, if y'all don't know, this has been going on for 4 years, right? 4 years straight?
I mean, well,
for the most part?
technically 6, but we took 2 years off for COVID during the pandemic. So this was our 4th one, actually, though. But, yeah, it would have been 6 without taking those 2 years off. So it's been crazy ride, man. It's been a roller coaster because, can't have events, and then everybody's, I'm outside.
Yeah.
I'm outside. So I'm like monkeypox now.
Yeah.
So, we're going to keep it tight-knit on that, too.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I saw some pictures of the monkeypox. And,
That shit looks crazy.
That looks really, really ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, man, I don't know about this. I know y'all do a lot of relationship talk on here. I don't know if anybody talks about monkeypox.
Not yet.
That is a whole other thing. But
Yeah.
before we get canceled, before we go there, because, my favorite thing is like, I say that, let's just say this. Before we go there, I want to just say, why was it important for you to build this type of event for the community?
Man, that's a big question. So I actually used to compete a lot in a lot of other competitions around the country. And so just going to all the different events and seeing, just my barbering community and all the engagement, the networking that goes on. And I'm like, man, how come I just can't have that back in my home city? So Portland is like one of those places, too, where everybody complains about there's not enough being done. So I just took it upon myself to be like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and shoot for it. And the first year, I just did everything on my own. I took everything out of my own pocket. I nobody really like gave me a lot of money as far as sponsorships and partnerships because they didn't understand or see the vision yet. And I just had to shoot for it, man. My wife was supportive, and a lot of money came out of my pocket or our pockets. And so, and it was important for me though, because I was cutting hair for a while now, and so with anything, you get bored of stuff. So this is something that kind of motivates me again, kind of gets me going, lights that fire under me again, like I fresh started again, like getting all these people around each other. The energy is crazy, and then I just kind of started trying to do things to make it different than the ones that I've been to. And that hence the sneaker competition. We have performers come in. This year we got a stand-up comedian coming in, Lance Edwards, who's like a huge.
That's my cousin right there.
Yeah, man. So he's a funny ass dude, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so we just try to do something to make it different for everybody. Like we have a body paint artist coming. Face painting going on. There's 6 restaurants that's going to be inside of the venue. So it's kind of going to look like a food hall concert venue type of feel.
Shit. Yeah.
We got pre-sold over 100 tickets already. The pre-sold sold out. So we just excited, man. And then, like I said, it's just something that I had to do. Like I felt like I had to do this.
Yeah. And something I wanted to ask as like let's say someone who's never been to a barber competition. How does it work?
Man, so there's a lot of moving parts. Everybody always asks that too, because it's like, I'm not a barber. Why would I show up? But we get to, I can feel like it's a way for the community. Everybody gets their haircut. Okay. So it's kind of like you get to interact with your barber on a different level now. You get to see how they're in their element, and they get to vibe and do their thing while you're there as well, witnessing it. So basically we have, this year we're doing 4 categories. We have a student section, fastest fade section, the best hair design, and then we also have the best overall. And so they're all time competitions. Each one has a trophy, prize money, clippers are involved. So they select a model, they bring their own models with them. We ready, set, go. They do their thing. And while all that's going on, we have a sneaker battle going on. So come in with your fresh tennis shoes, sign up. We're taking pictures. Everybody's trying to look up and see how much your shoes are worth while all that's going on. And then, so that's the engagement for the people that aren't cutting hair.
Yeah.
And then there's food. We also have performers performing at the same time as the time competition.
Very cool.
So, so there's like an hour for the best design. You know what I'm saying? But in that hour, you're going to see a stand-up comedian. You're going to see somebody's going to come on and do a rap performance or a hip-hop performance, or you may see a dance group come up there and do something. There's face painting going on the side over here. So everybody kind of just, as that's going on, you got all this other stuff as well outside for engagement for the typical client or person that just wants to come support. So.
Yeah,
very cool.
Similar to like a tattoo expo?
Almost.
Okay.
Almost.
Yeah.
It's just a slightly different. We actually got a tattoo artist coming too. That's gonna be small tattoos while that's going on.
He's thinking of everything.
Ready. He tapped into everything.
I'm trying to connect with everybody.
I feel that.
Bring the barbering industry to a different kind of level, and like how that connects to a lot of different things.
What's going on? Hit and miss. All right. I agree with all the things that you just said.
Yeah. sounds very cool. Sounds like a very cool event competition.
It's dope, man. It's kind of good to see all the different people coming out too. So you get all these people from all these different backgrounds, and for me, it's more the networking and engaging with people. So because cutting hair, you meet so many different people from so many different backgrounds. So I think it's pretty cool to see like why you support your barber, you know what I'm saying, or how close your relationship is with your barber that brought you here, and then there's no telling what you do in your personal life, so then we, you know what I'm saying, like then we can connect in a different level. So it's pretty dope.
Very cool.
Are we starting up to the top now?
What do you mean?
Play no games? So how we do our intro?
I'm not gonna lie. Cost, did you talk to him about that?
I did not tell him before that.
Remember how I said to say that?
No, I don't remember you telling me to say that.
And this is why. And this is why I told him to tell you that we're not doing that.
Oh, okay.
We're limited on time, so we're gonna cut that part out.
No. I want to know. I physically told him. I know I did. And he didn't tell you. So while y'all talking shit, because I heard y'all while I was talking to my man, I was talking shit. I say stuff, these niggas don't be listening. That's the thing. Anyway, we're saving that for once he leaves, and we do the other one.
I got you.
Gotcha. But do you have anything? And we're keeping this.
Yeah, no. So you talked about the show. What has been like your best outcome so far with the show?
My best outcome. I think my best outcome was each year actually. Like there's like it just keeps getting better and better. Every year I expect, like, when you planning and kind of doing these things, you feel like it's never gonna work.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
in a sense, like you just get anxiety. Like I get anxiety, and so right before the event, then I'm like, oh, it's over, and then everybody's like, man, that was such amazing, and then I'm like, damn, was it? Like,
Yeah.
it really
Didn't
was.
realize
Like,
it worked.
okay, yeah, oh man, maybe it was. Yeah, people actually liked it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but each year we just get better. The attendance keeps getting bigger and bigger each year. I think for me it's just being consistent. And that means a lot.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
respect that.
Now, Mike, I'm curious. This is a barber question. What is a current hair trend you do not like?
I do not like. Whoa. Okay, we out the mohawk phase. So
Yeah.
now it's the drop fade with the sponge look. I've done a million of those haircuts. And I'm kind of like, okay, when is this gonna be over? You know? Like, I remember when it started, and then it was just like a wildfire just spread. It was like the Duke starting 5. Y'all remember it? Like when that happened, when all the was it Kentucky? I think they had it too. Like Anthony Davis, I think, had it, and like everybody had it. Like it was just like, God damn.
The nappy phase.
Tired of this shit. And then when Dame had his that little thing he had going on, that fade or whatever it was, the little mohawk thing.
Yeah.
Why you talking about Dave like
all
that?
All the kids wanted. I'm not talking about him. I'm just saying, like, that was just a fad that I just hate.
It was like, yeah,
Okay.
like that faded triangle mohawk.
Yeah, man, let's get rid of that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So now I'm just kind of tired. I just get tired of doing the same haircut on everybody. You know, like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, man, okay, when is this gonna be over?
That's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
but you know, everybody's kind of it goes in trends. You know what I'm saying? That's how our industry is.
Yeah. What's been your favorite type of style to like haircut to do?
When somebody just sit in a chair and be like, man, just do what you do.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Wait. I never really get to have this type of conversation. So I had a moment like that. I was like, yeah, I want a lightning bolt in my hair. And he was like, what'd you tell me?
But you didn't say just do what you do. You know, I said, Rob, you sure you want this?
I remember that day very vividly.
You know, and you know, you're a special individual, man. You got a lot of personality. So,
Whoa! I finally get to answer all these questions. What do you mean by that?
I'm just like, man, you know, that might not work for you. That sometimes, you know. It's just,
Wait, please
it's
elaborate.
gonna make somebody ask questions.
So,
you know, you go on these rants sometimes, man. So
wow,
I don't want you to go off on nobody. That's all.
that's actually funny. I'll tell y'all verbatim. So I was trying to get something. So this was before everybody was putting the Drake heart in their hair. I beat everybody. Did I beat everybody?
I would say that, yeah, you were one of the first.
Okay,
I'll
thank
say
you. I
that.
beat everybody. And because everyone was doing the heart in the head, I moved from the front to the back, and then I wanted to get a lightning bolt. And then he was like, "You want to be the boy who lived?" He's like, "You want to be a Harry Potter kid?" I said, "Get the fuck out." As soon as he made that joke, because at first he was like, "Are you sure?" And then he made fun of me. I was like, "I get it." I was like, "I ain't gonna do it." But this is interesting. I you know what? I'm gonna ask these fucking questions because I'm up to Henny White now.
Hey, man, go ahead,
I'm
man.
up to Henny White. So you was talking about tired of haircuts. Are you tired of cutting my hair how it is?
No,
Is that-
man, no.
You ain't gotta lie.
No, not at all.
All right.
You know, it's, you know.
Yeah. All right. So I have one random question, and then I have a serious question. If you could cut my hair, because you're my guy, what would you want to see me in? I've always wanted to ask you that.
Interesting.
What do you think I could do? What do you think I can
That's
pull
really
off?
interesting.
What can you? I mean, you got, you know, you can pull off a lot. You ain't balding yet, you know, so you got a little.
It's going back, though.
Don't talk about
full
these
head of hair.
conversations.
It's going back.
That's between me and you.
You know, that 30s, when you get in the 30s, it's kind of like, but yeah, you still got a full gray hair, so you can kind of pull off anything, man. Like, honestly, like,
Okay.
you can kind of rock a little bit of everything.
All right.
Some people I don't have that many options with, you know, so it's kind of like a little cul-de-sac sometimes, or it's just a patch here. So I don't have those options, man. So now, since you have those options, you can kind of switch it up.
All right, more serious question. You talked about something that was very interesting. We've always talked about this, but I've always wanted to get you on the podcast. You mentioned talking about that barbers, meaning you and other fellow barbers, do more than just cut hair. And I think that was like maybe like a 2 to 3 haircut that we kind of had that conversation.
Yeah.
What is the power of truly like knowing your barber beyond being like, hey, you gonna cut my hair? Boo, 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 boo.
Right.
What is that like for a client or a person just to know that you are more than just a barber?
I feel like it's a like a 3 or 4 part question though. You know, we talked about this before. Being a barber is an amazing thing. Like I love doing what I do, but sometimes people get this stigma, oh, he's just a barber. You know, he's just a barber. And it's kind of like, well, you just a therapist. Or you just, so you know what I'm saying? So it kind of gives that negative stigma to it a little bit. But for me, like barbering has opens up so many doors for me because I do get a chance to meet so many different people. I have my hands in a little bit of everything now because I'm able to help out in the community more because I cut so many kids, you know, so I have so many kids I've seen grow up from, 5 till now, almost 20 years old, so it's kind of like you get to see that whole transition. And I get to cut at high schools now because one of my clients is a counselor for the high school. So they open that door. Oh, we need a barber to cut these kids that don't have a chance to get their haircuts regularly. So I get to do that every week. I get to go feed the homeless because I have somebody that has a nonprofit that does feed the homeless or haircuts for the homeless. We do a lot of things, So we also did therapy training or counseling training because we have a counselor that comes to the shop and wants barbers to be counselors. Not him.
Not me.
But, there's so many different avenues that we could dabble in, and like real estate is like my next venture now because I love real estate and I have a lot of real estate clients. So that's going to be my next thing I do. But it's just so many different things that we can do because we see so many different people from so many different backgrounds. So it's always pretty cool. But when people say like you just this, it's kind of like, man, put me in a box, and I don't mind being just a barber. You can call me just a barber, but I just don't want to be put in that box to where it's like, okay, well, he just goes to work and comes home,
How do you bounce back off of a bad haircut?
Ooh, a bad haircut. You kind of got to fake it for a little bit. Don't overreact, that kind of thing. But I feel like at this point in my career, like I don't really have, I would say I wouldn't have too many bad haircuts, but clients may feel different. Yeah. But they still come back, so I'm assuming that they don't. But early on, though, like when I first started, it was kind of like one of them things, like I just have to be super professional about it because people are emotional about their hair.
Yeah.
And and once it's gone, sometimes it don't come back. So it's like the way I always bounce back is be hella professional and just be like, man, just give me an opportunity to fix it, and I'll give you the next one for free or something, or I'll give you this one for free or something. But yeah, that happens a lot in our shops sometimes. And some other shops I've been in where I've seen some fucked up haircuts.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh shit, you gonna walk out like that? But I mean, sometimes you just gotta roll with them punches, man. You gotta take them on chin. It's a learning curve. You know?
So you be lying, like, oh, this is a great haircut.
No, I don't hype it up. You know what I mean? Like, don't overhype it, don't oversell it, or don't oversell yourself either. Because sometimes you're like, I'm the best barber in the world, and then they sit down and you be like, man, what the fuck is he doing? But and I've seen people literally get up and try to fight their barbers outside of the chair after a bad haircut, to where I had to actually intervene and break up fights. One time, I'll tell you a story, man. We were in the shop. I'm not going to mention this barber's name, but he was cutting a client from New Orleans and just moved here to Portland, cutting his hair. He was like, man, I just want a little bit off the top and blah, 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 blah. Man, the dude cut all his hair off. And he had like he had a good length of hair. He was trying to grow his hair out, and he just said, I wanted a little bit off the top. He cut it all off, all the way down. And the dude seen his hair fall, and he was like, man, what the fuck? Like really loud, right? So I'm standing there, and I'm looking like, oh, shit. And then Sinbad walks into our door. And so that just squashed everything. And then dude was like the hugest Sinbad fan you can ever imagine. And he was like, oh my God. He stood, he was like, oh my God, that's Sinbad and blah, blah. And then he like calmed down all the way. And then he just like, you know what, man? Just take it all low, bro, and just line me up. So it was crazy though, man. But some situations like that happen, you know what I'm saying? And thank God for Sinbad, you know.
Okay.
Random.
Hella random.
Yeah.
Thank God for Sinbad. He had a show in Portland, and he been to our shop before, and he came in at that right moment.
There you go.
And then he joked about it the whole time, so it was cool. And then he went to his set that night and joked about it too at the Helium. So it was funny. Yeah, it was cool.
Now I'm curious. I feel like right now you see a bunch of barbers do like a lot of like TikTok, YouTube, social media. How important do you think it is towards like younger barbers to be out there on social media?
Man, it's huge, man, because it kind of gives you a head start. Like, so when I started, we didn't have TikTok. Instagram was just kind of coming around.
Yeah.
We just had Facebook, basically. And there wasn't, like, a lot of YouTube barbers either. So, like, we didn't have – you had to learn from each other or the people. So I learned the old-fashioned way. And then I kind of got to see the transition of how the barbering changed. One thing I don't like, question you asked me earlier, though, is all these painting and airbrushes and stuff.
That was one of the, okay. Yeah.
They cover up a lot of flaws in haircuts.
Oh, yeah.
So you go home and then you take a shower and then you be like, man, where the hell did my haircut go? You know, but it's important though. Like a lot of, I wish I would have had it coming up because it would have probably advanced my career a lot faster. But also, I'm actually grateful the way that I came into the barbering game because I'm able to learn both. So I was able to see both sides of the game, and I don't have to. I can kind of pick and choose where I want to be at. You know, I can be the YouTube barber, or I can be the guy that I'm gonna just cut hair and teach people that I know, and then I don't have to use enhancements because I know how to cut without them. Yeah. Or I can use enhancements and actually enhance my haircut. But it's definitely a touchy topic in the barbering world because everybody kind of has either a here or here. But I feel like I'm kind of neutral with it, man. I appreciate the change of the game. It's like hip hop, man. Like music, like it changes. You know what I'm saying? Like fashion, it changes. So I kind of just like go with it, and I like it, man. Like shoot, if I would have been able to get 10,000 followers on TikTok or 1 million followers on TikTok and make $100,000 my first year out of barber school, why not?
Of course.
You know what I mean? So if people paying for it, why not, man?
Yeah.
So you're with like one of those TikTokers who will like look you in your eyes while you doing like the lineup, like real close, or like they'll straddle you, like you with that.
I bet it's long, huh?
I don't do things for the likes, for the clicks. Like I see that dude cut the hair on the middle of the bridge or some shit, and I was like, man, now if you could just get ran over or something by a semi, and it was all for the likes, right? Like all for the clicks. Like it's clickbait, man. Like I don't want nobody straddling me while I'm cutting your hair. It's weird. It's just weird. Like, what's the relationship after that? You know what I'm saying? Like, after we made this video, you're just straddling me. Like, what is our relationship like?
I can't say like who this person is, but like there was like this Portland barber that like one of my best friends knows like through like flag football, and like they did something like that where like he like straddled him and like he cut his hair like that, and I'm not gonna lie, it did blow up, but like I do have questions about that. Like, what is your relationship like? Like,
wow,
is that okay?
That'll never happen, bro.
That's weird.
That's so weird.
That is hella weird. I don't even like you looking in my eye while I'm cutting your mustache or something. You know, like just staring at me in my face. Like, close your eyes, man.
Oh, because this is true.
Question.
That's crazy.
Have you ever had people like fall asleep in your chair?
Oh yeah, all the time.
All
the time. Man, I done cut people's mustache all the way off because they nodded out or something. You know, their hairline. Like, luckily now, like, I pay a lot of attention to that. I can tell when somebody kind of tired. So I'm like, okay, hey, man, wake up. Like, I'm about to line your hair up. If you've nod out, it's going to be on you. I just want you to know that. If your hairline is way back here and you got that Stephen A, man, it's your fault.
Now I'm curious. Is this a controversial topic in the barber community? Hopping between barbers.
Stole my shit.
Yeah,
damn it.
For me, it's not because I don't care, man. Spend your money where you spend your money, man. But I used to work at a shop where there was no chair hopping rule.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. If your barber wasn't available, then you just gotta sit your ass there and wait.
Yeah. Damn.
Or come back another day, because if ain't nobody else in the shop gonna be able to cut you.
That's crazy.
It's messed up though. Like as a client, you're like, damn man, I just want a haircut.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but you gotta be. It teaches people to be loyal though. You
Yeah.
know, I call there's a lot of barber whores out here. You know, hopping barbers.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I'm actually gonna speak against this. I'll just say this. There will be times in my early like haircutting career, because I will say this. I had a dad who would always want to cut my hair at the end, like improper times, and like I hated it. And then I started getting cut. And then let's just say you develop a relationship with your barber and things like that. And like sometimes they're like, all right, wait 30 minutes. And I'm like, all right, man, we got that relationship. Then they're like, all right, nigga, wait an hour. And you're like, fuck. And as a consumer, I'm just like, fuck. I scheduled at 4, but you really seeing me at 5:30. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, come on. So like, it happens. I know y'all get busy.
It definitely happens. I feel like with COVID too, like it kind of changed that game too, because now everybody had to make appointments and you had to get used to it.
Yeah.
So, but we do got some barbers that be hella late still. I work with a couple, you know, they never on time for anything. So, but at the same time, man, I'm with, man. Just go spend. If you go spend your money elsewhere and you get fucked up, that's on you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That's on you. Like, now, don't come back to me trying to be, I got to be Dr. Phil and give you therapy and do all this stuff for you because you got a bad haircut and you regret it. You know what I mean? You should just wait it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll say this. I'll say this. You know, and we've talked about this before. Just major shout outs to what you do, because like I think it was that movie, it was a Pixar movie with the Jamie Foxx. Soul.
Yeah.
Soul. I just want to say that we don't do like enough appreciation for our barbers, because they're the therapists of the hood. And I guess I kind of want to just ask you, because you're pretty much like a therapist without the licensure and title.
Right.
And I want to ask you, how do you keep like a barrier between your problems versus your client's problems? 'Cause I know when you cut my hair, sometimes I'm like, let me make sure like this is like, I respect our relationship so much not to like trauma dump on you. Like, man, you know, my girl just left me, you know, all this other shit, you know, because I no telling. And that's just from like one person. So I just want to know, how do you balance that between clients?
You know, I've learned to become a great listener. You know what I mean? Like, I've learned to listen, and then I don't want to dump my trauma on nobody else either. You know, so and sometimes like I'll have moments where me or the client won't talk at all. You know, we'll just sit there in silence. I cut their hair, and they just may be going through something that they don't want to talk. Hey, if you don't want to talk, you don't want to talk. But I try to make sure that I don't, especially if somebody comes in, they already kind of feeling bad and they just want somebody to listen to them. Yep. I don't want to dump everything that I have going on that person. Mm-hmm. But if somebody else is like, hey, Mike, what you going through? What's up with you? How you been? And, you know, and actually genuinely mean it, I may just give them a little bit, you know what I mean? But I just don't dump like my whole life story on them. But sometimes as stylists and barbers, we tend to do that anyway because we talk a lot sometimes, you know. So I just try to be a better listener, and it kind of helped me out in my personal life too. Honestly, like I just learned how to listen to people's problems. I don't take it home with me though, and that's one thing I learned not to do. Like I just don't take it home with me, so I don't feel so weighted down by everybody's issues and drama, and then I kind of keep it where it's at. So we pick it back up next time we talk to each other or see each other, and so it kind of, like you said, it kind of makes you turn into like a hood therapist. Like you see so many people and so many different problems, you'd be amazed about the shit that we learn and hear in people's lives. I'll be like, God damn.
What's the wildest advice you ever given?
Man, I've been in a situation where a guy was left by his wife, who was a psychiatrist, and she decided to do like before OnlyFans was OnlyFans, you know, she was doing, went that route. And she was making a lot more money doing that than being a psychiatrist. So she divorced him, left everything to him, and said, you know what, this is the life I want to live. And moved to Vegas and became a millionaire. So, and just left him with the kids in the house.
Oh shit.
So I was like, man, do you need a hug? That's all I got to offer in that situation.
No free haircut. The broken man.
Man, that's definitely a free haircut, man. But she left him a lot of money too, so he tipped well.
He tipped well.
But yeah, it's been some crazy stories, man. So like I said, I learned to listen because you never know what to expect, and but sometimes people just need somebody to listen to them, man, and that's what we're here for. Like I'm here to cut your hair. You can say whatever you want to say while you're in that chair. I'm here to cut your hair, bro.
Okay.
And I may not even really be listening. Like I may be I may not be actively listening. Let me say that. I may be listening, but not actively listening. It's tricks, man. Tricks.
I want to open this up. I hear a lot that barbers have the wildest opinions, and that's also with sports. And I at least want to have this on record before the NBA season starts, because I want to reference this, because we're a sports podcast from time to time.
Sometimes.
Oh yeah, big. UFC man over here,
Football over
there, tennis, whatever. But I just want to get. Hey,
sometimes.
Thank you. I was gonna give basketball to RJ. Respectfully. So I just want to know, before the season starts right now, are the Lakers, are the LA Lakers and LeBron and Westbrook? Please tell me your controversial basketball opinions. Now I want to ask
I'm not
you.
a Laker fan.
Okay, all right. I just want to know.
Not by any means.
Is Nurkic? I just want to ask, because we're a sports podcast now. Is Nurkic a top 10 center?
Yes.
Thank you.
He said it on the podcast.
I don't want to admit it. I definitely don't want to admit it. But it's just hard to name 10 that are technically better.
At his best,
Let's
At his best, he could be a top five.
I hate to admit it.
Let's name 10 centers better than Nurkic, everybody.
It's hard to name 10 to me. I mean, if you name 10, he's probably 11. You know, and there's probably gonna be one controversial person that he can replace. Like, because I mean,
the big man's dead in general.
Yeah, I mean, it's not.
It's having a resurgence in a way. It has changed.
The definition has changed for sure. But I mean, Nurk. Shout out to Nurk, man. Nurk is a good person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't wait till we have this.
Record that, man. I said that.
Trap, I got you. Yeah, I got you today. Yep, that's my only trap.
Now, when I say the Blazers should trade him for something better, yes. But top 10, possibly.
Okay. Yeah. Y'all got any? Because he's a big Blazer fan. Y'all got any more questions for him?
Sacramento Blazers. That's Blazers right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
KD.
I'm a Sacramento.
You're a Kings fan. I forgot.
Yeah.
That's why he never talks about basketball.
The Kings.
Eventually we'll get there. We'll get there eventually.
No, those glory days are over.
Have you cut any Blazers? If you don't mind saying.
In the past, yes. Recently, with this new regime, no.
Nah.
I barely even know or recognize anybody on the team these days.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely in the past. I would say like one of my favorite persons that I've cut as a NBA star is Gary Payton, man. That was like, he's a good dude, man. Funnest
Very
conversation.
Cool. Very cool.
He talked shit on the court and in real life.
Yeah.
like it's like, man, and his energy is just always positive, man, and he's a good dude. And he used to be like one of my icons growing up. Like, man, that's the glove, you know. Like, and then I actually get to cut his hair, and he's bald. You know what I mean? Like, how was the random chance of that? Like, I get to cut Gary Payton, and he's bald. You know, like that's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like he has hair and he's just looking for a barber. He's just a bald head dude. Yeah. I just happen to know that he's a haircut.
Hey, free $40.
You know what I'm saying? And he's cheap. Oh, my bad. Did I say that?
That's not surprising. I'll be honest. That's not.
I mean, that's how millionaires stay rich, right?
Man, gotta do it how you do it. Got any more questions?
In terms of barber questions, the last one would be like, do you ever face like maybe nasty's not the right word, lack of a better word, like people maybe personal hygiene is not the best.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
There's been times where I had to wash my cape immediately.
Ooh.
Okay. Like rinse down my chair with disinfectant.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh shit.
I mean, you know, some people come straight from the gym. You know, some people. That is a pet peeve of mine.
Okay.
If you come straight from the gym, or you just wake up and didn't brush your teeth and you smoked a blunt and drank some orange juice, like that is the worst conversation. I thank God for masks now, you know what I mean, because I don't have to deal with it so much. But I mean, that used to be like one of my pet peeves. Like, man, if you have bad just hygiene, and like we gotta spend like 30 minutes to an hour together, man, like closely, like I'm all in your face and like I'm all in your hair. And hair holds smell, so it's kind of like, man, dude, did you put any deodorant on? Did you wash your ass? So there are those moments, man. So, like, I think that's probably my hugest pet peeve about being a barber. Like,
Okay.
bad hygiene, man. Like, I can tell, like, if you live in a house full of cats, you know what I'm saying? Like, like
Damn.
it sucks and it's nasty.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've definitely experienced that for sure, multiple times.
What keeps you motivated through barbering? Like, what keeps you motivated doing it?
My clientele, man. My clientele, and then putting on these events. The events kind of really get me going. Like that kind of like, that's my thing. Like it gets me pumped up. I get excited. My blood gets flowing. Like that really helps. But my clients though, like I got a great clientele base. Some really good people. I kind of built that over time. And then kind of like I look forward to get up and going to work, like I can look at my schedule for the week and I'm like, hell yeah, like I'm gonna have a good week, like I can go to work and like be cool, like I don't have to be frustrated working with people I don't like or people I don't want to see, like it's people that I actually have a relationship with, like building those relationships keep me going, and I think that's like the best part about my job.
And that's super dope because like, when it comes to like barbering, man, like you said earlier, like you see people grow up in the chair.
Yeah.
Like your relationship could be 10, 15 plus years. And it's like, bro, I've been watching you in diapers, bro. Like, don't you talking like, crazy to me,
man, I just had a kid. He just turned 20 years old, man. Like I've known him his whole life. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen him like go from when I first started cutting hair. Like he was one of the first kids I cut.
Wow.
And now he's 20. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking like, damn, I've been cutting hair that long. But at the same time, it's kind of amazing to see his whole transit. Like, I've seen his life over time. Like, I have a haircut of him every single year of his life.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's crazy to me.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean?
super crazy.
Like, that's dope. And at the same time, like, I was 16 when he was born. You know what I'm saying? And, like, and that's when, like, I was in high school cutting his hair.
Oh, shit.
like, that was crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And, like, he just turned 20, like, 2 days ago. And so, and then I'm just like looking like, man, like this is amazing. Like that's like I get a job to where I get to watch all these people grow up and transition in their whole life. Like I've seen people go from one job to the next job to being down and out, and I got to give you free haircuts to now you being making $200,000 a year.
Wait, I want that. I want haircuts.
But no, we get to see that whole transition, man. It's like a beautiful thing to witness. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's so real. You know what I mean? Like, it's real life. Like I get to see people's real life at their most vulnerable moment. You come in looking broke down, raggedy, not. Like, I ain't had a haircut, I feel like shit, you know what I'm saying? And you come out, you leave, and you like, damn, I feel good. And I get to see that over time. So that's like the best part about my job, really, is that I get to see those relationships and see people grow.
Through generations and stuff like that. You ever get like generational people?
Yeah, like the dad, the son, the grandfather. Like, that's pretty cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
Well, before we kind of shift gears just a little bit, as you eloquently said too as well, and as this Henny White grabs parts of my soul.
Man, let me catch up, man.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, you was talking, I was on like a journey. I said, let me put my hand over my mouth before I say some ratchet shit. Bro, this Henny White is hitting me hard right now. Please take a drink. Please take a drink with me. Please take a drink with me. Please. Oh my gosh.
You don't have to endure this journey by yourself.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I am not sitting on this couch. People who are watching, I want to see right now. I am literally on this.
Hey man, you gotta have to make this part of the Play No Games podcast with Henny White every time.
Robert on Henny White.
I'm not gonna lie.
See where this goes.
I wanted to say 3 ratchet things while you were talking. I was like, "Oh shit, my man."
Can you get relationship advice on Henny White?
Oh, of course I can. Of course, but I was like,
shit,
here
we go.
My man's is married. First and foremost, I ain't trying to get my nigga in trouble. I had some questions. I was like, "What does that mean?" But I was like, "Robert, shut the fuck up." So I shut the fuck up. So to keep it wholesome before we open it up for
shit.
is I want to ask because I am on the Henny White, so I'm not gonna lie. I'm there a little bit. I'm there. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Legacy. I will say this. I had the pleasure of being referred to by Mario Lines, great barber. He's doing dope things, and never in my life have I found like a person to truly look up to as a hometown hero. And that's definitely you. And I definitely, before I leave this earth, hopefully you feel that and you know that.
Appreciate that, man.
I'll just say, when it comes to legacy, every time I sit in a chair and hear about you and your family, you always talk about legacy. And as we all talked about on the show, various different times, we are a legacy. And I just want to ask for you because I know you're more than a barber. You are you.
Right.
And I actually come to get my haircut because of you, because of what you represent. And I at least just want to have on the show as a living document is what is the legacy of Mike? What is your ultimate? What do you want to leave?
Man, that's a lot.
Hey, man. Testament to our work together, man.
But you know, I recently had 2 kids, so I have a son that's 4 and a daughter that's 2. And before that, I felt like my legacy would have been a little bit different. But now, I just really live for them. They like motivate me to do everything. Like that's my motivation through life. Before it was kind of like just selfish, self-pride. Like I'm gonna do what's best for Mike. Like I don't care what nobody else thinks really. but now it's kind of like, man, I want to leave something for them. Like when I'm gone, I want them to be able to pick up the mantle and be like, my dad was the one that always looked out for people, or was the one that lent a helping hand, or was the one that, you know, reached out when people didn't think nobody else was reaching out, you know, that type of person. And, you know, really, I just want to be a good person. Like, that's my ultimate goal, is to be a good person in life, be somebody that the community can be like, man, Mike was a good person. You know, like, regardless of whatever else flaws that I've had, Mike was a good person. And that's the main legacy I can leave, because, I mean, shit, I can't take nothing else with me when I'm gone. I'm leaving my children, and I want them to be able to look up to their dad and be like, man, my dad was a good dude. He worked hard for his family. He provided for his family. He provided for others, and he just made it possible for us to be where we are. And I want them to just be able to be better than me. That's it.
That's deep. I think that legacy, I think a lot of people share to live, and I think your inspiration is Robert. You know, I don't know too much about you, but like how much Robert has talked about you, it definitely like it shows, and like how you are reflected, and even in all your events that you've put on, and just the love and support that you're getting from the community, right? So like, I think that legacy is showing. I think your kids will be in a good place.
Thank you.
And I think what you're doing, man, it's important. Like, barbers are important. People don't understand like the importance of what y'all do, but it's important. Like you said, 1 minute you could have a miserable day, you leave, and you on the top of the world, man.
Right.
Like, so it's important, supporting role in our society. So,
Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
This guy right here, he's important. Like, you know, whatever he does, 110%, you know, Future Robert is mega balling, and like he has all these plans to get back to you. I promise you. And you're just a dope spirit, and I'm glad to have you on the show. Hopefully you'll come back on, but I'm not gonna lie, I am feeling it. It's time to help some of
games, huh?
Exactly. It's time to help some of these simp ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. I am off a beat right now. I am so mad he told me to take this shot.
Hey, man, I knew this podcast was gonna change, man. I was like, man, let's have a shot real quick.
I'm not gonna lie. I am not on this couch.
I've never seen you like this.
Because I've
Not on the show.
I had like 2 of these. I had that. It's 40% alcohol. Look here. I haven't drank in a while. So let's just say this. We're about to play no games. We're about to play no games truly about the dating culture. You cut a lot of single niggas' hair.
Yeah.
So let's open up. I want Mike. I want the full Mike. I want full barbershop talk right now.
here it is.
All right.
Let me take another shot for that.
Yeah. We about to get canceled. Let's do this. Oh, please. This is my private stash. Please take it. So what's kind of opening up, gentlemen? I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it a bean.
Got a few questions.
Oh, you got something? You got something, AJ?
I stay with questions.
Oh shit! Oh, while he's getting ready, I've been telling a lot. Not I shouldn't be telling. I've been doing a lot of research on blue pill and red pill because at the end of the day, I'm in the middle. I get both of the sides, and it's so funny because this guy right here over here, he's been like really reaching and looking into red pill content, and some of them niggas is wild.
Absolutely wild.
So you gotta enlighten me on the red pill and the blue pill.
Yeah.
So blue pill is like more or less more like simp niggas where they be like, oh, I'm gonna get you flowers and candy and I'm gonna lick your toes and shit like that. The yes men.
Okay.
And then red pill niggas is the them wild boys that let's just say or
I was just gonna say like the alpha.
oh yeah, there you count me out.
Like the Andrew Tates of the world that are like toxic masculinity preaching. Like women don't deserve anything, and that's the way they want it.
Of the world.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that I want my woman to cook and clean.
Okay.
And I'll just say over like last month I've been trying to like really understand that shit. And like I'm not gonna lie, this niggas is wild. Madly entertaining. But AJ, did you find what you needed?
Yeah, no, I just have a quick question.
Okay,
So,
go
like,
ahead.
I know Robert's take on this, but like just to going into like dating
Allegedly.
culture and especially nowadays where a lot of women have kids and just that whole aspect.
That whole aspect.
Are you allowing another man to raise your child?
So and I mean,
say
that can mean a lot though. Like if okay, I'm married for one. I want everybody to on this podcast to understand that.
Yeah.
So I've been married for 12 years now.
Hey, congratulations.
And so we've been through a lot, seen a lot, but I also have a lot of single friends, a lot of single clients. And we've talked about this conversation before, especially when the Future and Russell Wilson situation. But honestly, like if it's me and if a dude is a good dude and me and the mom have a great relationship outside of us not being together, as long as we communicate, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not going to allow another man to discipline my children. Just let me know and I'll discipline them or something like that. I don't think I would have a problem if me and the mom weren't together. You know what I'm saying? As long as he's a good person. You know what I'm saying? Like don't bring no weird ass dude around my kids and we don't even know, you know, what the whole situation is.
Absolutely.
That type of situation. But if you vetted this dude and we vetted him together and he's a good person, he's just a solid individual, I mean, there's nothing you can do about it anyway.
True.
So it's like, so you better figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and do you want to be in this toxic situation where you just always mad all the time? You and your kids around them, or you just gonna be? If you in that kid's life, then I mean, technically they're not raising your kid; they helping. But you know, it take a village. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be. I know I was raised by a bunch of different men. You know, my dad wasn't always around when I was a kid, so I'm grateful for that. You know, and that to me, I think you got to look at the kid versus the relationship between the mom and dad. You know what I mean? But some people ain't going for that.
Yeah, and I think that's just an important question. I think because a lot of people, like you saying, aren't going for it. But
Yeah.
it's like you said, it takes a village. So being able to understand that aspect of like, maybe this dude can provide something that I can't, right? And he already providing something to my ex-partner or whatever. But
I think we don't even have to look at it as like he's giving him something I can't give him.
Yeah.
He's there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he's going to be involved in the situation. You might as well make sure that he's a good, you know what I'm saying? You do your part. And as long as you active in the situation too, it shouldn't be, you know what I mean? I think it's all about communication though. Like
Respect,
you got to have an adult conversation. That's a real grown up conversation to have with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Especially somebody that you still probably want to be with or something.
We good? We good out here? We good out here?
Robert is on 10 right now.
Yeah. But no, it's crazy. I get a lot of those conversations though because my wife is also a beautician and a lot of her friends are like, single. So it's like, Mike, do you got a single friend and good guy you can hook me up with?
And do you ever recommend Robert?
I stay out of it. Dude, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how I stay out of it because now if it don't work out, I got to deal with his conversation the whole time in the chair, and then she gonna be like, "Why Mike set me up with this weirdo?" And he gonna be like, "Why she set me up with this weirdo?" Like,
I'm the GOAT.
You know what I'm saying? So
Nah, that's weird. That's real.
So I just stay out of it. Like, hey, if y'all happen to meet, Good. But I'll let you know what time his appointment is. You come say hi. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. But I'm not going to be the one that's going to be like, hey, you should date such and such. Nah. I've had that backfire a time or two.
Okay.
So I was like, nope, not again. But I will say, there's a lot of eligible bachelors out there. You know, Robert, I guess you're one of them.
Hey, look here.
Yeah.
Yeah. The future empire. Cos, what do you think about this, my man?
About specifically
with AJ.
what AJ's saying?
Of course.
No, I think Mike hit the nail on the head. I think you have to have that adult conversation. If it's a good person, at the end of the day, it's also out of your hands, like you said. I think it can be done, but it's about, two adults being adults and having that conversation, not someone forcing their hand.
So, I want to ask this or throw this out there to the guys. When it comes to relationships, how do y'all feel about this statement? Because I'm going to start rifling off some red pill shit, even though I don't believe in it. Do y'all think women are the gatekeepers for sex? And or do you believe men are the gatekeeper for relationships? While y'all think,
I'll start.
you got it.
I'll start.
All
So
right,
I feel like,
all right.
so I feel like definitely, especially nowadays, in a lot of the culture that is like pushed, women would definitely be the gatekeepers to sex. Just to the fact of like respect and the aspect of like what is it called? Fuck. Oh my God, I can't even think of it.
Vagina.
No, no, just like culture, right?
Oh
like,
wow.
That toxic masculinity. Yeah.
grape culture.
Please say the right words.
so being able to like, I think it's so more dominant on the male side of things instead of on the women's side. So being able to control that from the women's side, I think there would be, it's a lot more like open. Relationship wise, I feel like women a lot of times wait for men to be open to relationships. So I would have to agree to that, to kind of say like men kind of control the aspect of relationships and women control the sexual side of things.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that too. I feel like it's for a lot of times. We always say at the shop or something. It's for the woman to say yes or no, because the man is probably gonna always ask. You know what I'm saying? Like the dude is gonna probably always ask. Or try to hint to that or try to maneuver in that situation. You know, but I think the women do control that aspect of it in most circumstances. But relationship-wise, nowadays, I feel like women control that as well. Like I feel like we're turning to a culture where women are more empowerment. You got the feminist movement. You got we are women. You know what I'm saying? They're feeling a lot more empowered now in these situations. So I feel like women definitely are controlling the situation when I wouldn't say controlling.
Assertive?
Assertive, yeah, that's a good word. They're more assertive in that situation. But sometimes, man, women are feeling like dudes now. How dudes used to feel.
Nah, for real.
Like, man, I don't want to be in a relationship. I want to live my life and be free, and then have my cake and eat it too. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been doing it for so long, so now it's kind of the tides is turning. So that's why I'm glad I'm married.
There you go. Yeah, that's fair.
For real.
I agree with the first part. Sexually, I think it's controlled by the women. Relationship-wise, I think it's a 50-50. I think, honestly, I know a lot of picky women. I know a lot of women that do like their freedom. I know some women that propose to their fiancés.
Shit.
If you guys are cool with that. But I think there's still like that traditional like men in those positions as well. So for me, it's a 50-50 on the second one.
That's tough though. Like, how do y'all feel about a man or a woman proposing to a man?
That's a boss lady right there.
Okay, 2 years.
Do you also wear a dress during the wedding?
Yes. So, cause if a young Asian 23-year-old woman comes
Why
up
did
to
she have
you
to be Asian?
because I know your type. She's like, oh shit, let me not say that. If she says, she wants to marry, she gets on her knee. You accepting that proposal at the theme park in front of your dad?
Oh my god, man.
I'm
I'm gonna accept the proposal, but those photos aren't going public. Those photos. Yeah. Then
if
we'll
you accept the proposal. You gotta live with it.
Yeah. I'll accept the proposal. I'll live with it. But then we got to take the photos, somewhere else where I'm on my knee.
But I feel like
face.
Nowadays it's not weird. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like what you said. Like women are more assertive in that situation. And so they are willing to drop on a knee and propose. And
no, it's not as it used to be, but we're still 6 guys here, all laughing about it.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's just not. It's not common. You don't see it. And I think if we seen it all the time and it was reverse, we would be laughing at that same situation.
And also, I think it happens too when the guy is waiting too long to propose. You know what I'm saying? It's been 15 years we've been together and you ain't said nothing. It's been 10 years. What we gonna do here? So I think that's kind of like, I think that's where women kind of get more assertive and be like, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and ask him because we've been talking about it for 30 years, 20 years, and we ain't got married yet. We've been together forever. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's kind of when that moment comes when they're just like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah, I feel that.
No shade to KD real quick, real random thought, but this bobblehead has all its hair. There ain't no missing hair in the back of this bobble. I'm not gonna lie. If y'all can have my vantage point, this has a full head of hair. But I want to add to the conversation. If I want to add
Katie to Portland, man.
Hey,
Katie to Portland, thank you.
Can we stop with the bullshit? They're not. What I want to add.
Trade Nurk.
What I want to add to this is one of the things that, like, I think. Actually, we have the right person on the show for this. Masculine, feminine energy.
Oh,
yeah.
Metro.
Yes. I have a question for y'all because there was a topic we talked about. It said that women are talking about like living like more of like a soft life. They're not being combative and all this other stuff. I have a question. How do y'all define masculine energy from a woman? Because I say
interesting.
Masculine energy from a woman is someone who won't compromise, not submit, because being submissive is a controversial topic now because the alphabet community and the word police have gotten that word. So
said the word police.
The word police. So I want to just say from the guys here, what is off-putting about masculine, feminine energy?
Man, that's a lot to unpack.
Oh, man.
I feel like a lot of times, let me choose my words wisely. I don't want y'all to get kicked off of air. But I feel like sometimes, especially in a relationship, like people have these stigmas about what a relationship is supposed to be, and they act accordingly. So sometimes they can be told that I'm supposed to act this way, or I have to act this way, or be this way to be accepted, or to make sure like this person ain't running all over me. Or so I feel like, man, when you in a relationship, the masculinity part, there has to be a compromise. You know what I'm saying? Like there has to be a compromise somewhere, because for one, everybody's not gonna put up with that, and for two, like you can push somebody away by doing that, and then you don't have to be that way. You know what I'm saying? Like you can choose to be a little softer sometimes. You could choose to be masculine at times. You could choose to be assertive at times. You could choose to be submissive at times. And I think that's all about what you want out your relationship and what you think the future is going to be for you guys. Because if you being like, hey, I'm just this feminine woman, this power, ain't nobody going to do this to me and blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to submit to nobody. I mean, you may find somebody out there like that, but I guarantee you're not going to be happy later on, because you're going to probably get tired of somebody being a yes man to you all the time. You're going to probably seek for somebody else. So I think that you got to kind of compromise and be open to being submissive the male as well. Like that male has to be sometimes submissive to his wife or to his woman that he's with. Like I know for me in our relationship is we have our arguments sometimes, but we gotta understand that. Okay, well I'll say sorry first. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll be the one to say sorry first, or I'll be the one that okay, you can have this one. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not even gonna push that line. Like I don't feel like going there with you, or we're just gonna be submissive to each other, and we're not gonna allow this to get in the way of our goal or what we're doing here in this situation. Yeah. So the masculine femininity and feminist movement and toxic male energy, you know, I feel like it just depends on what you want, man. You gotta make your intentions clear when you first with somebody in the first place, and I think that goes a long way.
I think there's really no line, man. Like every man has an aspect of them that's quote unquote what they call feminine, and I think most females have an aspect of them that you would consider to be masculine. You know, you just sometimes those traits are just more dominant. I think you touched on it, Robert, last time we had this conversation. It was like there has to be a 50-50, like you're saying. Like you got to be able to allow your partner to take the lead and sometimes sit back and take the seat, you know, and then, you know, on the flip side of that, you take the driver's seat and drive the car. So it's being able to compromise and have that balance. But when you try and compare one or the other, I think everyone has aspects of it. Like one thing that I can say, like most men nowadays aren't gonna go out with dirt on their face and they want to have like a skincare routine or something, like Koss always says. Like a lot of times people call that feminine, right? Like taking extra care of themselves, right? Like, yeah, for real. Like taking more time to do their hair or whatever, and make sure your hair look good before leaving the house. People call that metro. You can say aspects of that are feminine, right? So like, there's pieces of both, right? I think
I feel like sometimes too, like especially these days, man, we so stuck on these titles. You
Absolutely,
know what I'm saying? To the alphabet police, the word police. But everybody's so stuck on giving everything a title or some type of labeling something for what it is. When it's just like, man, just be you. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be. If this is who you are, be who you are. Like if you take extra time getting dressed, take your time getting dressed. You want to look good when you go out. That's cool. Like ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Like and a lot of times we be like, man, that's real metro. He's suspect.
Suspect.
You know what I'm
Pause.
saying? You know what I'm saying? Pause.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, or a woman that's, you know what I'm saying, that's super like, I wear J's every day. She's, super
butch.
masculine. You know what I'm saying? Or she's butch. Or, you know what I mean? Like, there's just always some title that we want to put on people. But you know what? Hey, man, be you. If somebody going to like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and if somebody don't, they just don't.
Hey, I'll say this right now. My future wife, you can't be wearing no flats with me. You gotta have the 6 inches. I'm not gonna lie. You gotta have nice toes.
But then her feet might hurt. You know what I'm saying? She may want to put some Crocs on one day.
That's fine. But when we out
she
there,
can't wear no Yeezy slides.
No. I was saying downs, yeah, but when we out, you know.
She'll have the chanclas on. I know Robert's type.
Actually, what's my type, huh?
Latino,
Latino, huh?
Latina.
Nigga, pause.
Latina,
BBW Latino.
Shit. Never mind.
No body shame, huh?
I actually wanted to play a little bit of a devil's advocate.
Okay.
Therapist too.
I'm not a therapist, you guys.
And do you guys think that the men that have a real problem with masculine women feel that way because they're self-conscious about their own masculinity?
Ooh,
that's deep.
No, but I'm off of being, so I don't know what I'm gonna give y'all. I'm gonna be 1,000% honest with you.
You know, I mean, sometimes that may be true, and sometimes it may not be true. You know, some people just be like, I don't want to be with a masculine woman like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's not have nothing to do with my own insecurities. It may just that's not what I choose to want to be with.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can be like, oh, they struggle with their own masculinity themselves. Mm-hmm. But I think sometimes, like for me personally, like everybody wants to caught up in these alpha males and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like, or B male. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think, like, to me, like I've seen some alpha males do some weird, you know what I'm saying, stuff to where I'm like, man, bro, would that make you an alpha because you hugging with your shirt off, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's, you know, a little weird. So, I mean, if you call yourself alpha male, though, but hey, that's you. So, I feel like sometimes, like, I don't know, people do struggle with their own masculinity and people just aren't confident in who they are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I feel like it's a lack of confidence, like just being who you are, you know, in that way. Because, like, for me, like, I don't know, like, when women are, like, more of a dominant woman around other women, to me, that's attractive. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of like that's an attractive trait because she's a alpha woman, but she also can be submissive, too, to the right person. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't always have to be she just an alpha woman and she's just so that makes her masculine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a lot of times we mistake the masculinity for her being an alpha woman, and that technically is not always the case.
Yeah.
And sometimes she can look real masculine, but she actually be super soft and submissive underneath. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
she may have some barriers up that need to be broke down. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Like,
push that stop the cat button. Push the stop the cat button. That was creative.
Man, I just seen somebody, you know, a woman that's a lesbian woman post something today. She was like, you know, when we all naked, every butch woman looks like a soft feminine woman.
Yeah.
And it caught me off guard because I know who this person was, and I'm like, I'm looking at her like, damn, you might be right. and she may have been right. You know what I'm saying? Like, she dresses like a dude though. Looks like a man when she's outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's nothing wrong with that, but that's her style. That's what she is. Yeah. But she posted that, and I'm like, looked at her totally different now.
Spot on.
Whoa, like, oh, yeah.
Spot on.
So is that wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I love what you said. Because that aspect is not wrong. It's just over like the last month, I've been really like diving into like what's liberal, what's Republic, and all the other stuff, red pill, blue pill shit, and like everyone is so on like I'm on this side versus this side, and like what I've been hearing today, and one of the like things that is a big proponent of the show is like. Life is a spectrum. There are certain aspects where I have some conservative values on this, and there are certain aspects where I have very liberal aspects on this, or there's some moderates. And like, I'm not gonna lie, I get tired of talking to people, and it's like, you know, you're not always locked in with that aspect because like, it would be horrible to be an alpha male and your wife is at her correspondence dinner, and you're like, oh, what about me? And nigga, it's really about her. Like, you don't have to be an alpha male right now. And I think that's like, to be honest with you, I think that's the problem with a lot of different things where like, if you're this, you have to be this all the time. And I think that is like something that really like intrigues me where I'm like, people are just like interesting creatures where I'm kind of like, you know, that we're a multifaceted being where for different occasions, you have to show up differently, and showing up differently looks like, because I'll just say this: when I interact with Mike, there's probably things that he won't do that he'll do for other people, or things like that, where it's kind of like I'm adapting to that person. And I just find that when people just struggle with adapting, it's almost kind of like I attribute it to like code switching. I'm not going to talk to my niece like I talk to Kof. It's dumb. Like, it's going to get missed.
And I think like what you're saying to continue on that point is like a lot of people don't know how to do that. Like a lot of people don't know how to be in a different scene and change and adapt to that changing scenario and just like adjust to it. They just don't. Like they have to be the same person all the time. And there's nothing wrong with being the same person, but as long as, like you're saying, as long as you know how to like be your person and step back for a second, read the room, because you can't go into a boardroom like you going into a baseball game. Like that's two different situations. There's two different scenarios where like at a baseball game, you come in screaming and yelling, everyone will go cheer with you. You go into a boardroom screaming and yelling, people won't look at you like you crazy. Like, so just being able to understand and recognize, like, bring your personality, but understand what needs to be brought out.
Yeah, I think that's also, like, that's part of being an alpha male, though, is understanding that part. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if somebody's in a room, like you're saying, and want to allow their female to shine, that's kind of like more of an ego thing than versus being like an alpha male to me, because alpha male can go in that room and still be an alpha male, but also know how to be like, okay, it's her time to shine. But I'm here to support that. You know what I'm saying? And so when people see me with that, they're going to understand because of how I present myself, how I carry myself. And I don't have to be loud in the room to get my point across. You know what I mean? And sometimes people, their egos, man, like especially with men, bro, like we all got egos, man. Like so we don't understand how to change that sometimes is, you know what I mean? That's when you're gonna have to go home after that night and you're gonna be like, man, you stole my shine, you know, like I wanna have that conversation. Like I wanna be happy, it's a good night, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Well, I will say this. From the deeps and depths of my bottoms of my hearts, the pits. Yeah, you're taking this compliment. I had one of my heroes on the show today, and I'll just say that I really appreciate you coming on the show, the opportunities
Absolutely.
that you have given just me, and then you just being just an outright just cool person. And I really wish people see, hopefully today's show, people see you how I see you. And my thing is, I just want to say thank you. And my mans, you're doing dope things. And if no one told you this week that you are dope, hopefully you felt this today on the show.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that for real. You know, it's always hard to accept compliments, man. Like, I try to be humble, as Kendrick would say. But it's just, you know, it's tough to accept compliments. But I really appreciate that, like, for real, for real. Like, it was a pleasure coming on the show. I'm glad I got to make it. You guys are doing great things. You know, I can see y'all kind of growing in a way that y'all probably not going to expect, and it's going to happen for y'all, for real, for real. So I appreciate y'all, man, for real.
Man, I would say church announcements, but Cost, you got anything?
Yeah, in terms of announcements.
No, just just overall, just we're about to end this part.
Oh, just thank you for coming on. Pleasure. Thank you for sharing barber stories. Always fun to pick someone's brain about that. But yeah, no, thank you. Really appreciate it.
For sure, man.
Oh man, it's been a blessing getting to know you a little bit more. I always like to do this because Robert always forget to do this, but you gotta lace the people with where you at, your location, your Instas, all that.
For sure, man.
Let people know.
So currently I work at the Influential Grooming Lounge.
Okay.
The name derived from being influential people in the community. I go by PDX Hair Guide on Instagram, social media, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok now. Hair Guide's Barber Battle is what I do. People bring people from all over the world to one place here in Portland, Oregon, and we just grow and build on it. So thank y'all for letting me bless the mic, come here and play no games.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It got real for a second, real drunk for a second. So.
First and foremost, I remember everything that I said.
Yeah, so it was a pleasure, man. I appreciate y'all.
I remember everything that I've said. Now, how I wanted to say it was a little different.
Hey man, I'm not complaining. I'm happy. I'm about to hit this Henny White with you again.
Yeah. This has been the Play No Games podcast / show, and this has been a special edition. First guest in our new spot.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yep.
Shout out to Koss. He's been planning this from day one. You dirty bastard. You finally get your wish.
Hey man, I'm the first one in the new spot.
Yep.
Oh man, I even feel more special now.
Feel
man.
good? Is it comfortable?
Hell
Comfortable?
yeah, appreciate
Okay.
y'all, man.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna lie. Next episode, I'm probably gonna be off a beat again, you guys. I'm sorry. But this has been the Play No Games podcast / show. I'm your host, Rob,
I'm Koss.
And I'm Arthur.
and this is Mike.
Mike Cage, man.
Mike Cage, and we out, man. Peace. We're done
Peace.
today.
Probably wondering if I think of you. Sorry, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, for the bag that I never had. Yeah, you probably mad right now. Yeah, I got a 2-piece now. Shit, I think they call them groupies now.